Let's take you to the Eastern Cape now, where a mother is seeking justice for her 4-year-old daughter. Langalam Viki drowned in a preschool pit toilet earlier this week. Now, the province's Basic Education Department says Viki most likely wandered towards a toilet not meant for her age group. The department has launched now an internal investigation into that incident. Let's discuss this further with Executive Director of NAPTOSA. Thank you very much for your time this morning. Perhaps you could furnish us with further details around what exactly it is that happened that led to the death of the little girl.
At the moment, we too are a little on the outside because we are dependent on the department. We are dependent on the school and, of course, the investigation that must happen. But the tragedy has to be one where we have to sit up and look again and ask, how many more before we do something? At this stage, can we still be talking about pit latrines? Now, I know the school has had an upgrade in its ablution facilities to a more safer type. However, if supervision is not sufficient, if, of course, a child can wander into the wrong toilet and find themselves falling in, that then says that these facilities aren't safe. And that, for us, is the major issue. I want to send out our condolences on behalf of the entire teacher corps to those parents. No parent sends a child to school and expects nobody to return in the afternoon.
And that's a very important point that you raise, because ultimately, if children are not at home, they are at school. And so a safe environment is absolutely crucial to them. The problem here, though, is that we've been talking about getting rid of all this old infrastructure that's dangerous and government working towards create safe environments. It cannot be that in 2023, we're still talking about the eradication of pit toilets. What needs to be done as a form of immediate action by the government and related stakeholders?
When you think about the fact that in the last financial year, the Eastern Cape Department of Education again did not spend its infrastructure budget. Together with Mpumalanga, 411 million rand was handed back and, of course, was redistributed to provinces that are more efficient at spending the money. That is Gauteng and the Western Cape. Now, this is an age-old problem. If you go back in history, you will look as far back as 2015. 211 million was handed back. That resulted in a loss in their budget of 1.7 billion because they weren't efficient. Now, surely after all this time, we can deal with the efficiency. The problems that are raised every time is that we don't have people who can do X, we don't have people who can do Y. And these people are out there that can be hired. You don't have to employ everybody. But to have the money, to hand the money back, and then to have an incident like this is criminal. It says to us that our inefficiency is costing lives. How can we hand back money for infrastructure and still sit with ablution facilities of that kind, still sit with classrooms where ceilings are falling down, that don't have ceilings, that have been damaged by the vagaries of weather, and we haven't repaired them, but we haven't spent the money, we are handing it back. That, for me, is a big, big problem. It is a problem for NAPTOSA because it speaks to a department whose inefficiency is actually leading to the deaths of children, is leading to the dignity of schooling being impacted on, where children have to sit outside because the classrooms are in such a bad state.
So the department has since responded. They said they've launched an investigation into the incident. The mother's looking for legal action to be taken. As NAPTOSA, what is it that you would like to see?
We would like an investigation done, of course, but we'd also like an independent agency to come in so that we don't have any attempt at whitewashing anything. We need to know what the problems are. Then we need to look at the department as a whole. Why do we have money and still bad facilities? We also have to support the parents in saying every parent deserves answers. And if there was fault, then the fault must be apportioned. and we want to see justice being done for this little girl.
And of course, the eradication of pit toilets in their entirety. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.